I've divided university life into 5. One is a budget. Most of you have never held so much money in your life. Studies is the most important thing. Spiritual life. Spiritual life is tough. Social life. You can do whatever you do the whole night, no one will know. Another one is accommodation. Because sometimes with your smokers and drunkards and what. So this social life, if it is not balanced, it can lead you into trouble. In no order at all, I want to call upon Galina. Yes.
To talk about money?
Yes.
Okay. So when I went to uni, I went 2012 till 2015. So leaving home and having to budget money myself was very interesting. My parents were on my toes from the beginning. The money basically comes in installments, but one thing that my parents pushed on me was paying tithe. Growing up in a church, understanding how to actually manage your money comes from the idea of actually paying 10% in the beginning, because then you actually have to start regulating how that money is monitored afterwards.
I would say basically when you're doing your A-levels or going to college, pick subjects that you enjoy, subjects that you think will have a good career in, because what you find in uni is that there's a lot of time wasters. People just go to uni, number one, because they just want to run away from home or they want to have time without any parents. Number two, then they pick the wrong subjects. That's a key thing that you'll see. So they either redo the year or they even wait till the finish and they graduated and they realize that's not something they want to do. And then they go to uni again and start from scratch.
First year was interesting because after paying for accommodation, a lot of the money went. So we had to now start figuring out how we're going to eat. But we thank God my parents taught me how to cook. So the rice and the chapati and all that was solid. Yes, thank you, Angaza. They taught me as well. But I was actually, another thing, one thing when it came to food in budgeting, because you kind of realize that shopping for yourself becomes so expensive. You can get carried away in buying the certain brands and stuff when you go to the supermarket, but the freezer became a good friend of mine. Cutting up my food and freezing, cutting up my bread and all that and freezing, cooking bulk and freezing. The freezer was helpful. Cooking with other friends helped me cut back on funding as well.
So I would suggest for anyone going up there, pick some subjects that you enjoy, something that you find a career in, and because at the end of the day, the uni is there to basically build a career for you and build a job that you want to go into in further life. Pick and basically, because it's there to test you for 3 to 4 years to sticking to what you want to learn. And obviously with studies is very important, as Galena said, with balancing your money, you're balancing accommodation, you're balancing your well-being as well, which is very important. A lot of people at uni, they get stressed, they get overbound with a lot of work. It's always good to have a balance between having your personal life to yourself, your social life, your studies, having a mixture, because what you find is that a lot of people that are studying, they find it very hard to interact with people.
Do we really need to go to church? Do we need to wake up in the early in the morning? There's no time, there's no money. Why can't I go there and enjoy myself, get lost, and come to church during half time? So, Z.
Maintaining your spiritual life is very important because, without God, you can't achieve anything, can you? And when you're at uni, you're going to be faced with challenges and temptations, and it's going to try to turn you away from the way that you've been brought up. And what you have to remember is you need to maintain your upbringing.
Accommodation. Okay, so I would recommend that you get the closest to university that you can be. Because one, it makes it easier to just pop into uni. You haven't got that thing of, I live half an hour away, got to get a bus and another bus and just walk the rest of it to uni. That puts you off going to uni.
In accommodation there were 6 of us, but the girls who were actually able to budget the way I did, there was 3 of us.
Oh, you will find the dirtiest people in life in your house. They are filthy. So I thought I was messy and I went to uni. No, I'm really clean. Like, you will get, sorry guys, but guys, they tend to not really wash dishes much. And the girls too, you're showing us up now when you don't wash the dishes too. So you'll just have like a sink full of dishes all the time. Do not fall into that trap of being the person that washes everyone's dishes.
What you find in uni, there's two types of people. There's people that study during the day, like from like 8 till like 6 or something like that. And then there's the night shift people that go on from like 7 all the way to like 4, 5 in the morning. So what I found is when I was leaving about 5, people were entering. So then you'll find people with like, they'll bring basically their whole bedroom to the uni. So they'll have like coffees, they'll have snacks there, and then they crack down and they study. But it depends. People have different styles of studying, whether you like doing the work instead of reading, or a bit of both. So it's good to find how you study and how you learn, and then I'd take that and apply that to your knowledge to university.
And then second year, third year, money got even more tighter because we moved out of accommodation, we had to pay rent, we had to pay bills. We realized about, electricity, how much that costs when the heating's on. We realized about gas. We realized about internet.
Making the house feel like you're at home. So people get homesick. I didn't really, but people get homesick. And my parents are lovely. I just wanted to move away and just, experience something different. But people get homesick. Just make the house feel like, have all the things that you would have in your house. Obviously not everything, but I had bits in my house, like on the wall, I'd have pictures of my family, of my friends. It reminds you, first of all, of who you are at the core, because it's so easy to just follow what other people are doing and just to evolve into someone that is completely different from who you were before. But you're supposed to be developing, not completely changing. So just remind yourself of your core values, who you are. I used to have Bible verses plastered all over the wall. And one day my friends had a house party. They wandered, some of the friends wandered into my room and they were like, oh, we can't really stay here. There's Bible verses everywhere. So we don't need them in there, so they could go. I found that was just a really strong reminder all the time. And I go, oh, what's 1 Thessalonians? And I look on there and it's just right there. It was great and amazing and it really helped me through it.
What parents have given to you, the studies that you've had at home, all those things, you have to keep them going. Have that devotion when you're at home. Pray, talk to God. Because at the end of the day, you need to pass university, and without God, you can't do that. So you need to make sure that you keep that communication strong, because you're growing up when you're at uni, and there's going to come a time when your parents are not going to be there for you. So you need to learn to have that relationship with God on your own so that you can conquer those battles.
When you go to uni for the first time, no one has said when are you coming home? It's already 5, 6 or 7 o'clock. Has this girl come home or this boy come home? Where are they still doing? So you are on your own. And there are a lot of life going on there. First year, you're on your own. Everyone is looking for you. You are looking for everyone. You have the independence. You can do whatever you do the whole night. No one will know. So this social life, if it is not balanced, it can lead you into trouble.
So socially, you find everybody at university. Like you talked about cleaning, you find everything at university. Things that you haven't seen before and you just heard about it, now you're going to see it. You see people who just love to smoke all day. You see people who love to drink all day. You see people who love to party every day. For 14 days, people can party. Some of you probably know, if you've been at uni 14 nights, back to back, you can find people in the club, guaranteed. There's very few Adventists at university, depending on where you go, but most times there's very few. The Adventists are always a minority. Even at the Sunday churches, there's plenty of them, and there's only a few of you. And one thing which you quickly realize is that you have to have this word at the back of your mind, purpose. Purpose. Book of Daniel, chapter 1, verses 8 said, Daniel purposed in his heart not to defile himself with the king's food. So, when I went into university, I already told myself some certain things I'm not going to do. There's some certain things which I thought about. I even had to take a year out in between A-levels and university to think about my life, to be sure exactly what I want to do, because I didn't want to go to university because everyone else was going straight away and then waste my life. So I took a year out and I did ministry, but then I came back to university and I told myself, first thing, I want to find a good church. I even prayed to God directly and I said, God, you have to give me one really good friend on campus so I can have someone on campus to just be accountable to. All of these requests God gave to me instantly. All of these things happened on my first day. I didn't have to work for it, it just happened. And from that point onwards, my social activities were dictated. There will be times when you can stay up till 6 a.m. and you've got lectures at 11 a.m. on the same morning. It's up to you to think about where you want to be at the end of 3 years and what kind of influence you want to have on people. That will dictate what you do socially. Because it's very easy to stay up late at night. It's very easy to find yourself in a club. I will confess, this is something which doesn't happen often in the Adventist church, but I'm going to be perfectly plain with you as the young people who are going, so that you don't assume that everything's just going to be okay because you're Adventist. You're not. I can tell you that for sure. If you don't purpose in your heart that I'm not going to do something, you'll find yourself there. Guaranteed, people will make you who they want you to be, and the tide is very strong. So I went to the club 4 times in my whole 3 years experience, and I was someone who was brought up by my dad, Bible studies all the time, and I went 4 times. For me, I felt, oh, that was too much. I really felt bad. I shouldn't do it, so I stopped. There's other people who came, Adventists, they'll go to the clubs all the time. So it's, pardon? Oh, I think all I can say is that it's not good. God is not there. So what I'll say is this. Find people who are like-minded, but at the same time, just because someone says they're Adventist, don't just take it on the surface and say, okay, because they're Adventist, let's all go. Because some people would just be Adventist by name. So, always analyze yourself and tell yourself in this aspect, in socializing with non-believers, this is the line that I'm going to have. I'm happy to be around people who are not believers. I love people who are not believers. I like socializing, but I have a line. I'm not going to smoke. I'm not going to stay up past this time. I'm not going to be at this person's house past this time. If you're a guy, I'm not going to be around too many girls. If you're a girl, you're not going to be around too many guys. Things like that are very, very practical that you need to set lines for. Are you with me? Yes. So, let me give you 2 quick texts. I have the ability to speak for long because I'm a preacher. I'll give you 2 texts and then summarize. So, the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 22 says, "The blessing of the Lord brings wealth without painful toil for it." So, when you go to university, go to study. But also make sure you mingle with people, because God calls you to reach out to people. You're not just there to study. It could be very easy to take into your minds, because even from African homes you're told studying is number 1. But at the same time, also reaching out to souls is even above that. So you need to be willing to also look at the social aspect and ask yourself, everything I'm doing, how will it affect my ability to now reach a soul? Because one practical thing I did is when I found myself in the club the first time, nobody really knew me. I was new. The second time, people kind of knew me. The third time, I was really a Bible study group leader. I started a ministry with like 40 people come to a certain house to study every Sunday. I was now known as a preacher. So now me being found there, it's not the same. You get what I mean? And at that point now it's hard, because at some point God moved my heart to talk about social life, clubbing, not clubbing, music, this music, that music. It was very hard for me to cover that topic, because I knew people would say, but we've seen you in the club. You see? So stuff like that, you don't really think about it sometimes until you do it, and then you realize again who you are, and then God calls you to do something. You've now made it harder for yourself to go and preach. So one thing I'll say, be true to yourself. It's going to be tempting to go, but when you decide not to go and you go to sleep, when you wake up, you feel so good. So when it comes time for now to be used for ministry, everything will flow smoothly, because people know you're a man of your word. And when you're a man of your word, or a woman of your word, people are more likely to take your God seriously, socially, spiritually, in every way.